Hey everyone, it's Scott here with another one of my rock star clients. It's Tanya. Tanya, great to have you with us. Thanks so much for doing this. Please, just to get us started, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're up to these days, and where can people go to learn more about you and the difference you're making.
Well, thank you, Scott. My name is Tania Marian. I'm an environmental careers correspondent, actually journalist. That's my new identity. Thank you, Scott, that I've owned. And my current work focuses on environmental educators and them doing cross-sector work. That's the focus.
And what's the site that people can go to learn more?
They can go to talaterra.com. It's TALATERRA.com.
So tell everybody about the challenge that you were experiencing before we started working together.
I had a couple challenges. So one, it revolved around new identity. It was trying to determine if who I've always been, which is a researcher and a teacher, would roll into this new identity as a journalist. I've been taking journalism courses, and I know that I've leaned that way. And in reflection and hindsight, I know that what I've always done had some element of journalism to it. It was just a matter of, if that title would really fit, if it was appropriate. But I know that that's where I was leaning, and that's where my heart is. And so it was just a matter of calling myself that, which I do now, except for that's why I leaned with my compromise here was calling myself a correspondent, because it felt small, not as grand a claim as calling myself a journalist.
Why did you decide to work with me specifically over all the other choices that you had for coaches?
Well, of course, I've worked with you before, and the Catalyst exchange, the email exchange, was very intriguing to me. One, because it was a fixed amount of time. And it was everything had to be boiled down to one issue, one action. And that's exactly what I needed and what I've needed. And that was the draw. And it was your email exchange inbox, Catalyst inbox is excellent. It's excellent.
Awesome. Well, why do you think that approach in particular was so effective?
It had to be one thing. It was very focused, and it was very relevant to where I was now, or where I have been now. And the constraint of moving myself forward over a 6 email exchange was also very effective.
Yeah, the focus quality of it seems to be really helpful for all the folks that have been in that program. So I appreciate you confirming that suspicion of mine. So what has happened for you and your business since you've gone through that 6 email exchange?
Well, it's been wonderful. I have owned the role of journalist. I have made peace with what my role really is, which is not to fix the problem that I set out to fix. It is to describe it. It is to do everything that comes before the fixing part. And I think that is really my role and my strengths as a teacher and a researcher and sharer and all the things that I've always done. I think that's what my role is to describe the landscape in environmental education and the freelance landscape and the issue of cross-sector work in environmental educators and other things they could do in adjacent fields. The exchange has been a real help with that. And so owning a new title, really making peace with what my role really is, has been the 2 biggest steps forward for me.
And so how has embracing that new identity and new direction been helpful in your life overall?
Yeah, well, I have, it has helped me send letters of introduction, one to a magazine, one to a local newspaper. It's helped me adopt that new identity, and it really wasn't so much the sending of 2 letters, finally letting them go. It was sending that first one, because with sending that first letter, that new identity just fell into place, and it made it much easier to send the second one and to make the ask that I asked in that second letter, which was an entirely different letter. It's like I went over this hurdle.
Well, my assertion with this idea of empathetic antagonism and encouraging people, my clients, to take intentional action is that you become the thing by doing the thing. Like, we can talk all day about strategy and mindset, and we can plan until the cows come home, but until you actually enter the arena, engage the field, and do the thing, you don't have any data, you don't have any feedback, you don't have anything to test against or to refine and iterate and improve against. So I really applaud your willingness to take the leap, not just with the coaching, but also not just crafting the emails, but actually hitting that send button, and then, that earned competence to send the second, and I'm sure many more to come. Where do you think you would be right now if you hadn't trusted yourself and invested in yourself by working together?
I'd be hanging on to those letters, and my list of who I might send letters to would be longer. There's no question, absolutely no question. It was really that sending that first one, and then also the way that our conversations helped help me make peace with what my role was, and that that it was okay to follow up on my strengths instead of trying always to adopt some other identity, to do things in another way. So yeah, I would be hanging. I still wouldn't have sent those letters, I know, especially that second one. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, as a repeat offender, I know that, you had already some context for, what to expect and what would be like, but it all began with a free Catalyst exchange, helping you define and more clearly articulate what exactly you were trying to accomplish and what your most immediate constraint was. If anyone is tuning in and is on the fence, even with just starting with that free Catalyst exchange, what would you tell them?
I would encourage them to send you an email and ask for that first question, because it isn't simply, well, first, it isn't just questions, some stock questions. It's very personalized, it's very customized conversation that happens, and it's just amazing how that exchange is such thoughtful, and the conversation was so deep. It really nudged me and got me into the next step. So I would encourage anyone to really just send that first question and give it a go.
I really appreciate that. Well,
Yeah.
it's always a privilege to witness and facilitate the difference that you're making in the world. You're definitely doing work that matters, not just for you and the people that you work with, but for all of us. So really appreciate the opportunity to work with you again. I really appreciate the gift of your time and your thoughtfulness in these responses. And yeah, thank you, Tanya. Just keep going.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.